Donald Trump's campaign just posted a very weird and ineffective attack toward Vice President Kamala Harris and her husband, Doug Emhoff, ahead of the upcoming presidential debate. And it immediately backfired on them as soon as they put it out there because of just how strange it is. So I'm going to show you this attack and the video that they included with it. But before I do so, make sure to subscribe to this channel. It really, really helps. It makes it easier for me to bring content to all of you. But enough chit chat. Let's just look at this strange post. So this is what the Trump War Room, that's the real name of their campaign account, published on Twitter today, or X, the social media platform. It says Kamala Harris out for a walk with Doug. I don't know why they put his name in quotation marks, says she's ready for Tuesday's debate. Her handlers have been downplaying expectation amid reports that she's terrified after her last-minute attempt to change the rule. Yada, yada. I mean, it's all nonsense. So let's just take a look at this quick video. It's only 11 seconds, and this is their gotcha moment for the day. Let's just have a look.
Madam Vice President, how will you handle it on the debate stage if Trump decides to launch a personal attack?
Are you ready, Madam Vice President?
Ready.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That video, that like 11-second video of them walking, holding hands, going out for a walk as a couple is their gotcha moment that they're trying to make fun of her for. She says, I'm ready for the presidential debate. And Republicans are like, ha ha, she's in a loving marriage where her and her husband go for walks and they spend time with each other and they're not disgusted by each other. And there's actually a response to this post that I think hit the mark perfectly on Twitter. This individual, Jason Bell, a user on the platform, said, well, where's Melania? She hasn't done a second of campaigning or hardly been seen in public with Donald Trump for a very long time. Harris and Doug are a happily married couple. Well, exactly. It's like, you know, that Trump War Room apparently wants to poke fun at Kamala Harris and Doug Emhoff for going on a walk. I don't know what the attack is here, but they never mention the fact that Donald Trump and Melania are virtually never seen together, that Melania Trump has done virtually no campaigning for Donald Trump. She doesn't show up to his rally. She didn't speak at the RNC. She didn't show up to his criminal case in New York City. She didn't show up to his civil cases in New York City, even though she lives in New York City. So, I mean, if they really want to play the oh, let's attack the couple game, I'm sure we can do that. I'm sure we can have that conversation. It just won't go very well for them. And the post is already riddled with misinformation, and it's only a very short post. I mean, it's remarkable how often Trump and his campaign lie. In the second line, it says, again, that kind of absurd attack line, her handlers have been downplaying expectations amid reports she's terrified after her last-minute attempt to change the rules failed. That is not at all the truth. And there's not at all any reporting saying that. Matter of fact, we know how Kamala Harris is preparing for this debate, and it's quite comprehensive. According to CBS News in a new article that they released on her preparations for the debate, it says Harris traveled to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania on Thursday to prepare for the presidential debate, according to campaign officials and advisors to the vice president. She is set to remain in the area until Tuesday's debate. The vice president and her team have had to use the time to go back to the drawing board on their debate strategy, a senior campaign official told CBS News after the decision was made to keep the candidates' microphones muted during the debate when they are not speaking. While Harris had planned to pepper Trump with questions, her campaign has had to seek out a new approach, fearing that her ability to most effectively engage with the former president will be hampered by the microphone restrictions. So I'm not sure what part of that is them downplaying expectations. It's called debate strategy. I know Donald Trump, with any speech or campaign appearance or any debate he engages in, he just kind of goes out there and says whatever. There's no strategy. There's no tactics at all. That's why he loses every single debate. But the Harris campaign and Kamala Harris herself are experienced. They know what they're doing. These are people who actually are good at their jobs. They're not just in the positions that they are because they're loyal to the candidate. So they have strategy meetings. And when a rule changes or something doesn't go their way, they adapt. That's what being a leader is. If you have a debate and the rules aren't in your favor, or a rule didn't get passed that you would prefer, you don't just say, oh, well, now it's done. Now we're going to lose. No, you get to the drawing board. You figure out the best way to move forward. That's what leaders do. That's how people adapt. That's how presidential candidates should adapt. So if the Trump campaign thinks that's a bad thing, then my God, they're in for a rude awakening on Tuesday when Kamala Harris slaps Donald Trump around on the debate stage. And the article also says, which I think is important, Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, who was involved in Harris's debate preparations against Mike Pence in 2020, praised Harris's debate skills and intellect on Sunday, telling CNN's State of the Union that, quote, she is a very focused and disciplined leader, but he noted that it'll take the almost superhuman focus and discipline to deal with Donald Trump in a debate. It's no ordinary proposition, not because Donald Trump is a master of explaining policy ideas and how they're going to make people better off. It's because he's a master of taking any form or format that is on television and turning it into a show that is all about him. And that's absolutely right. You know, when Donald Trump gets into a debate, he makes it a spectacle. He makes it something that's like reality TV when it shouldn't be. It should be a sophisticated conversation about policy and nuance and substance and how people are going to be better as a result of your policy, but it's never that with Donald Trump. That's why it's almost impossible to actually have a political debate with Donald Trump, because it never is. It never is. He just launches political attacks and goes on tirades and lies and spreads conspiracy theories. So we kind of know how Kamala Harris is preparing for the debate, but how is Donald Trump preparing for the debate? I mean, his campaign is attacking her for going on walks with her husband, but we kind of have some idea as to what Donald Trump is doing right now, and that's just sitting on social media. He posted this on the 7th of September at 7 a.m. in the morning, saying, "No boxes or artificial lifts will be allowed to stand on during my upcoming debate with Comrade Kamala Harris." That's the name that he's running with. We had this out previously with former NYC Mayor Michael Bloomberg when he was in a debate and he was not allowed a lift. It would be a form of cheating, and the Democrats cheat enough. That's, of course, his typical line. You are who you are. It was determined. So this is utter nonsense. The Harris campaign never requested a lift, and I think this kind of speaks to the previous point we were just talking about, where it's like impossible to actually have a conversation with Donald Trump without wanting to jump out of a window or just lose IQ points as the conversation goes on, because that's what Donald Trump does. He's not a great debater. He's not very intelligent when it comes to this stuff. Instead, he has conspiracy theories like this, just making stuff up as he goes. This is not based off of anything. This is not based off of a request that the Harris campaign made. This is just Donald Trump. So that's how he's preparing for the debate. He's laying the groundwork to say, oh, they're cheating or they're trying to cheat or something like that. He's already trying to say, oh, I didn't lose. He's already trying to no, I didn't lose. The Democrats did it. They cheated or whatever, because he knows how this debate is going to go. He tried to do everything he could to get out of the presidential debate. So instead of actually having the conversation with Kamala Harris and trying to win the debate, instead he's just trying to lay the groundwork to deny the results of the presidential debate. Where we heard that before from Donald Trump, right? So look, I mean, if the Trump campaign thinks that that's a gotcha moment, that Kamala Harris and Doug Emhoff went for a walk and she said that she's ready for the presidential debate, then go for it. Have at it. The Democrats and Kamala Harris, they're talking about policy. They're talking about substance. They're talking about things that matter. Donald Trump is talking about box lifts and them going for a walk. Yeah, I think people are going to be voting for Kamala Harris when they see this distinction on the debate stage this Tuesday, September 10th. So anyway, just wanted to bring this stuff to your attention. It's all very strange. I will leave the video there. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here. Make sure to subscribe down below. It goes an incredibly long way. Also, drop a like on the video and comment. Let me know what you think about all of this. And as I always say, I greatly appreciate you, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.